The world's first reusable hypersonic aircraft was tested at the US Air Force Base. Which revolutionary technology does it bring, and when will it enter the service? Watch till the end to find out. It's sooner than you think. Today, we are on the threshold of a new era of hypersonic flight. Of all the companies currently working on hypersonic aircraft, the Atlanta-based Hermeus Aviation Company is the most advanced. Founded in 2018, the company aims to bring hypersonic travel to the commercial sphere. Hermeus is currently working on the development of several hypersonic aircraft, the first of which has already passed ground tests. Hermeus's quarter-horse hypersonic testbed is an uncrewed aircraft meant to demonstrate the relatively young company's ability to design, build, and field a truly reusable hypersonic aircraft. It eventually aims to achieve speeds in excess of Mach 4 and potentially even higher thanks to the company's unique propulsion system design. Quarter-horse measures about 40 feet in length and is powered by a turbine-based combined cycle (TBCC) engine of Hermeus's own design dubbed Chimera. As its name reflects, this air-breathing jet engine could really be thought of as two engines in one, the first a turbojet and the second a ramjet. Turbojets are adept at powering aircraft from a complete stop and up to around Mach 3. Ramjets take over at high speeds. Chimera's ramjet is designed to accelerate quarter-horse past Mach 4 and potentially even beyond Mach 5 at altitudes as high as 95,000 feet. The range of the plane will be about 4,000 nautical miles, enough for transatlantic routes such as New York to Paris, but not for trans-Pacific routes like LA to Tokyo, which would require a stopover. An aircraft billed as a prototype was previously rolled out in November 2021. It remains not entirely clear if that prototype at least intended at some point for flight. The aircraft shown in November 2021 lacked a rudder, and there were no other obvious flight control surfaces. It also appeared to lack any sort of landing gear. Nevertheless, the aircraft started its engine during the rollout ceremony and set it to full afterburner, as seen in the video embedded here. In November 2022, Hermeus successfully demonstrated Chimera's ability to transition from turbojet to ramjet power in a high-speed wind tunnel. Achieving these speeds would make Hermeus's quarter-horse the fastest reusable jet of all time, eclipsing the legendary SR-71 Blackbird that has maintained the title for nearly 60 years, despite being retired for 24 of them. Note, there have been faster air-breathing jets like NASA's scramjet-powered X-43 Wave Rider, but these platforms lacked the ability to land, and as such were single-use. On the 4th of January 2024, Hermeus completed testing of its first fully integrated vehicle, quarter-horse Mk0, a non-flying prototype used as a dynamic iron bird for testing subsystems of what would become a hypersonic aircraft. Mk0 is one of 4 test vehicles in the quarter-horse program. The Iron Bird was designed and built in 6 months and completed test objectives in 37 days, Hermeus reported. These included demonstrating remote command and control taxiing, evaluating radio frequency latency and ground handling qualities of the integrated systems, demonstrating the proper state of the vehicle and flight deck during lost link, and demonstrating human factor evaluations and pilot-in-the-loop steering and controls. Tests were conducted at the Arnold Engineering Development Complex in Tullahoma, Tennessee, enabling Hermeus to work directly with U.S. Air Force personnel on the project. The Air Force has awarded multiple contracts to Hermeus, including one valued at $60 million for the development of hypersonic technologies, and another for support of its Advanced Battle Management System program, which has a $950 million ceiling. This was the first time our flight test team had an opportunity to work in a deployed test campaign with external stakeholders. said Don Kadebek, Hermes VP of Test. The more the team works together and establishes their battle rhythm, the smoother flight testing will go. Now, as the ground testing is complete on quarter-horse Mk0, the next iteration, Mk1, will be tasked with taking flight later this year to more thoroughly test its onboard avionics, flight controls, hydraulics, and other systems at likely subsonic speeds. Hermes will then leverage lessons learned from the first two vehicles to begin construction on quarter-horse Mk2, which will stretch its afterburning legs beyond the sound barrier to begin a supersonic flight testing regime up to speeds below Mach 3. Finally, with test data gathered from taxi, subsonic, and supersonic flight testing, construction will begin on the quarter-horse Mk3, which Hermes says will be able to fly faster than the SR-71, which had a publicly disclosed top speed of Mach 3.2. Hermes isn't aiming to just squeak by that record, however, and intends to push the quarter-horse Mk3 beyond Mach 4. Using Hermes's Chimera TBCC propulsion system, it's possible that quarter-horse could eventually see speeds in excess of Mach 5, which is commonly considered the hypersonic barrier. That would make this plucky startup not only the owner of the world's fastest reusable jet, but also Hermes, the world's first company to field a reusable hypersonic aircraft. The quarter-horse test bed will help pave the way for Hermes's larger Dark Horse hypersonic vehicle for military use, as well as the 20-passenger Halcyon hypersonic business jet. Having the Mk0 test campaign run out of the AEDC is also no coincidence, bearing in mind the involvement of the Air Force in the wider quarter-horse program. In August 2021, the company announced that it had secured some $60 million in funding from the Air Force and venture capital firms to support the quarter-horse flight test program. Ostensibly, the Air Force invested in Hermes as part of a broader effort to explore potential future hypersonic and supersonic executive transport aircraft concepts. Clearly, however, there is potential for the various technologies involved to be used in other applications. In the past, Hermes has talked about the potential of leveraging its technologies for military missions, including the transport of time-critical cargo and reconnaissance. In these cases, a mid-size autonomous aircraft would be planned, which would follow on from the current quarter-horse project. Notably, the US military has repeatedly looked at options for rapidly delivering military cargo around the globe, and there have been persistent references made to a potential future hypersonic and strike reconnaissance aircraft. Even acting as a test bed for hypersonic technologies or as a surrogate hypersonic target could be military-related missions for a reusable high-speed aircraft like Hermes's creation. Aside from the military potential of designs like this, Hermes has said that its quarter-horse program is primarily aimed at commercial markets, with the promise of the fastest reusable aircraft in the world. If quarter-horse proves successful, Hermes has said it hopes to embark on a larger passenger airliner of the kind that could whisk paying passengers across the Atlantic. This kind of Son of Concorde concept has been something of a holy grail ever since the retirement of that classic design. So far, however, it has failed to yield any practical hardware. Obviously, there are significant challenges ahead, but it will be fascinating to see whether Hermes manages to buck that trend. If it does, and if it eventually fields a reusable hypersonic aircraft, the US military will certainly be paying very close attention. Only time will tell for sure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to always stay in touch. And thanks for watching.